Hi there, Libra. Welcome to your September 2016 reading. You can use it for your sun sign, for your moon, and for your rising. I hope you're all doing well. I do look forward to seeing you every month, and I can't wait to see what's coming through for Libra as well. Before I even started to meditate over your sign, I got a very clear message. I was just walking around and it was sort of like whispered to me, but honesty is the channeled message this month. And basically, it's not just about saying things that are truthful. It's about speaking your truth. And if there's anyone in your life that is preventing that, then you have to look at your motivation for sort of having them in your periphery, and also understanding the trade-offs between living something that's not completely resonating as true and what you desire versus projecting what other people are looking for. So you have to try to act, I would say honesty and integrity go hand in hand. So honesty in your business, honesty in your personal affairs, and speaking as honestly as possible. Let's take a look at the Celtic Cross for you this month and see what that's going to bring. And for those of you that are new, in addition to doing this Celtic Cross spread, we have a lot of cards that are jumping out today, which is good. Means the message wants to come out and be heard. But in addition to this Celtic Cross spread, I pull a Catalyst card, which ties everything together. And with it being back to school month for a lot of you, I'm going to look at a learning opportunity, perhaps how to learn to be a little bit more honest, or seeing how that honesty is going to play in your life. And again, after we look at all of this, then we'll expand it out for health, wealth, love, and destiny. So as promised, let's take a look at that Catalyst card right now and see what your message is for learning. So with the Tower card and with honesty, this is something, the Tower is interesting because it comes through often when we let something stay too long in our life, and the universe has a way of sort of like pushing out the foundation and saying, it's time for you to move on now. So when I see a tower and it's not at the center of a spread, or it's just something that's possibly on the horizon, it means you can adjust it, you can prepare for it. So it's really important for you to speak honestly this month. It could possibly change a very pivotal relationship or work situation, but it's better to get it out in the open now than to wait. That's what those two cards together are saying. All right, so your central card is the Chariot in reverse. This card often has to do with either insecurities when it comes to, am I in control of my life? Like that sort of a question in your head. Or it could also mean that you have a limited capacity to affect the outcome because other people are sort of steering the ship. So either in a partnership where your partner is either a little bossy or isn't as receptive to your feedback, this card can come through, and it's an encouragement for you to speak your mind. As we said, honesty is sort of like the first thing that I kept hearing and seeing for Libra this month. We see Knight of Pentacles here at the center, crossing that. So I do feel like it has to do with either matters at home, being a spouse, a partner, or a work opportunity, a new job on the horizon. And if it is, what this is telling me is for you, you're going to need to really pay attention to negotiations more so than usual. And don't be afraid to push for what you think you deserve. Definitely with money and negotiations, it could be tricky. The good news for you is I do see really big things happening for Libra this month. It's actually sort of magical as I look at the stuff around the center here. In the deep past, we have the World card. For those of you on a creative path, whether you're maybe a voice talent in TV or radio, you might be an illustrator, you might be a writer, you may be just someone who does textiles or fabrics or whatever, but anyone that somehow is an artisan by trade, the World card can come through for outreach, publishing, distribution. So if you've been having challenges with getting any of these things up and running, this month you might meet the right person that could open up a door for you and make this all happen, which is very exciting. It means also if you haven't been considering it, you should do it, and you should activate all sort of like octaves right now, because this is the time for you to be seen and to be heard. And also, a great time for those of you, again, we're looking at Page of Pentacles in the center, and then we're looking at Ten of Pentacles right here in the recent past, or the influences. So what I see is money, career advancement, and stability when it comes to your investments and just where you're living, how you feel. So there's a lot of money that could be surrounding you and a lot of good opportunities. You need to harvest that and sort of like make sure that you're taking advantage of that. If we look here at your top card, we have the wonderful, beautiful Magician, which is saying you can manifest. So look at all of these. They're really quite good. One is you may not realize your own worth, and that's okay. That sometimes happens with an air sign because you tend to sort of think about others a lot. So this is saying, look at your own self-worth. Don't be afraid to negotiate or fight for it. Great time to be heard, to be seen. Some of you may be moving to a new house, moving to a new job. Others of you may be distributing things, distributing creative works, products, etc. But it is a month to look at industry and your own industry and how you can make money and monetize. So I see a lot of money around the center, and then the Magician showing me that you have to be the one sort of orchestrating all of this, but you're going to be in a very good position to do that. So use your words, use your natural charm, and make it happen. With the Seven of Wands in reverse, this is a trust card. And so what I want you to be very, two things. A lot of times it comes up when multitasking or saying no is difficult for you. So the reversal of this is saying delegate when you can. It's also saying try to listen to other people if they're offering help or they're offering advice, and don't see it as an attack. It means take a deep breath, don't take things personally, delegate when possible. Otherwise, just keep up the good work, because the Seven of Wands definitely knows how to manage their life, their household, their budget. They don't need anyone, as illustrated by this woman here. You can stand tall, stand alone. The question is, do you always need to be doing that? Because this is a long distance run here. It's not a sprint. It's not a like a 1 minute relay race. You're gonna have, life is about the long term. So this is about sort of running on every possible level that you can, but running out of steam potentially. So I want you to think of where you can take a deep breath, take a pause, look at the surroundings, and make sure that you have enough energy and enough insight to move to the next step. Eight of Wands, very positive. It's going to be a busy month for you, busy and productive. These are two good things that go hand in hand. So I'm happy to see that I see money, I see productivity, I see possible publication or distribution, all really, really good. When we look at the periphery, this is your card basically, Queen of Swords, which shows me that you are in a nurturing and creative role, or you might be experiencing that or being seen as that by others. So I want you to continue to be strong. The Queen of Swords is also very direct. Now this is a significator for all air signs. So, the positive side is good communication. The opportunity, or sometimes the shadow side, is too direct. So again, I want you to sort of think about not being defensive and also not being too critical, because we don't want this to be taken the wrong way. But I do want you to continue to be strong and hold fast when it comes to your money. With that being said, when we look at hopes and fears, we have the Three of Cups, and it was reversed. So what that is saying is I want you to exercise temperance and restraint when it comes to indulgence this month, particularly in drinking too much or eating too much, but it also means like partying. So this is a month where we see the final card as this wonderful Nine of Cups, which it looks like we got a whole flight of wine here. And so what this is saying is there may even be a reason to celebrate this month, but not to overdo it. You have a really good read this month, probably one of the best that I've seen this month for any sign, and also in a while for Libra. And so I want you to sort of take a deep breath and celebrate that. But what I also see, and we don't want to tiptoe around it with the Tower, is breaking new ground. Now this tower wasn't reversed, and also notice this tower is not as violent as some of the towers are, with things collapsing, people jumping and falling. This tells me many of you have been on a calculated, long-term trajectory towards either making a major life shift in your own sort of life, or understanding now that it's okay and it's safe to do something you want to do. So this is, the tower can come when you graduate from school. It can happen when you get the job you wanted and you're like, oh my God, now what do? I have to start all over again, but in a good way. So sometimes being in over your head is not a bad thing, and the tower can be very exciting. This is a positive connotation because I see it's probably one of the only tower cards that I have with like green grass and an upright tower. The only thing I want you to make sure that you do, because this came to me as I was looking at that, and as I have honesty on the side here, is if you're building new foundations, if you're starting, and I'm not talking about construction, although sure, that can apply. I'm talking about friendships, work environments, or just turning a new leaf in your life. This time, I want you to be as honest, as direct, as real as possible, but basically it's sort of like the new moon that we have here. You're getting a new chance to start with a clean slate. So do it right, okay? Let's take a look now at your expanded forecast, and we'll start first with health. And that jumped right off, which is increased energy, which is a great card. So for those of you that have been struggling, suffering, or wanting to have a little bit more, what I see is that particularly if you don't overdo it and you just sort of focus on the joy and the celebration that could be happening with all of these positive shifts, your energy is going to increase. And if you've been feeling a little fatigued, I see that being something that you can turn around this month, particularly with making sure that you're not overdoing caffeine intake or alcohol intake, because both of those, whether it's a stimulant or it's something that's bringing you down, you want to try to be kinder to your body and eliminate some of these the drugs from your day-to-day, and it's just going to help. And I also got the message, cut back on chocolate if that's one of the things that you like, because it has both sugar and it has caffeine in it. In small amounts, if you get semi-sweet dark chocolate, that's fine, but just don't overdo it. It's still a sweet. So when we just looked at your health. When we look at wealth and sort of like prosperity, what I see here is a gateway card. And what this is telling me is it really is a chance for you to either, if you've been on a long and steady path towards something, shoot up to a level you never imagined possible. Or if you've been doing one or many things that just haven't been compelling for you, this is the chance to kind of go in a completely different direction. But you need to sort of see a way to repackage your skills, and maybe that means talking to a friend or a counselor, or just trusting your intuition and thinking, you know what, I can do this, and going for something that you've always thought or hoped or dreamed of. So we looked at health and wealth. Let's look at love. This card has come up time and again, even though I shuffle. So it's a theme this month. Mother, wife, sister, daughter. Basically, health, wealth. So for love. And it always comes through, well, it's because it's in the love deck, but always seems to be coming through this month. It's like the third time. So what it indicates for you, particularly I'm getting sibling relationships are very important. But if you have any sort of intimate relationship, even if it's not a partner, so again, someone in your family or someone who feels as close as just a sister would feel to you, this is a time for you to heal those relationships. Check in with them. See if someone has just been keeping to themselves and not sharing what their troubles are. They really may need your assistance and haven't found a way to do it. Also, if you've been arguing with any sort of female family member or your spouse, now is the time to kind of look at that and think, how can I bury the hatchet and how can we start to heal? It's going to help all of your relationships, but particularly your romantic relationships. So take a look at how you feel around women, feel towards women and around women, and see where you can affect some healing, and also see how women in your life feel about you, And if there's something that you need to resolve, this month is the time. It can also just mean call your mother. So it can be very simple there. Call your mother or make time for your child, because it's a very maternal card. And finally, for those of us that are single, it means take care of yourself, because the universal mother, whether or not you have one living, it means just nurture yourself. You're going to be much more productive, and you're going to be more open for playful sort of like relationships if you feel nurtured yourself. So if you don't get it from your real mom, do it for yourself. Take care of yourself. Go and get a massage, or do something that just says to yourself, thank you, and I love myself. And you have to say something like that, and it will help. This is great, and it goes really well with this card here. So your destiny card, your big purpose, the so what this month. Big, bold vision. I'm going to pull it closer so that you can sort of absorb all of that. It's not about being subtle. It's about going and being absolutely honest, and just whatever your big idea is, push it out to the universe. Don't look back. Don't regret. Share. This is it. This is it for you. It's a very, very powerful month. Okay. Exciting. I love it when I can see all this power that's being harnessed. And, as we're getting closer to, a couple of powerful months for Libra, I think that's why you're starting to see this, because we're getting closer to birthdays. And why, if I look at the dates here for Libra, September 23rd to October 22nd. So it's going to start this month. Even if you are in October, Libra, you're going to start to feel the energy of your birthday kicking in. So enjoy it. It doesn't happen all the time. All right, so I'm going to recap for you. I believe that I've shown this card 3 or 4 times, but be as honest as possible. Be real is what that also is saying. Like, don't try to lie to yourself or to others. This is a positive tower. This means it is a time for brand new beginnings, to break new ground, and to create long-lasting and firm foundations. You have a lot going for you this month. We have the Chariot in reverse, which means don't underestimate yourself. Lots of money cards coming through, so negotiate the heck out of any contracts or deals that you have. You need to be CEO or owning or driving or a project manager of whatever sort of career path that you're on. Take more ownership. Remember to be big, bold, and to see that vision through. You are more than able to multitask this month. Sitting in a comfortable place with communication, possibly finding love and relationship status with another air sign. Maybe it's a Gemini, maybe it's an Aquarius, maybe it's another Libra. It doesn't matter. Enjoy it, because it seems positive, especially with what's going around here. It may be a happy accident how you meet them, because we have the 3 of Cups. So I'm seeing just friends of a friend or friends of friends of friends. Just allow that to happen. And there may be reason to celebrate this month, so by all means do it. Just be smart about how much you're spending, how much you celebrate, and try to not take for granted sort of like your limits. Energy should increase. It's a chance for reaching out, making new connections, connecting with old people that you'd forgotten about, and going into 180-degree changes if you'd like. Women in general are going to play a very important part in your personal life. Whether or not you date women, it's about healing your relationships with women. So sister-like figures, maternal-like figures, or healing yourself, being your own sort of mom if you don't have one that's in the flesh anymore. So take care of yourself. Finally, again, don't hold back. This is it. Be powerful, be strong, be excited. This has been my favorite reading this month. So for those of you that are feeling like, you know what, I have a lot of challenges going on in my life, how does this relate? What I see here is a chance to rebuild. Because I know some of you may say, oh my God, all these other things are happening, that doesn't resonate. What this tells me though is that there's so much positive energy and pre-birthday energy that's coming through for you. Try if you can to look at it from a different perspective, and if nothing else works, lose yourself in some of the work that's going on. Be very productive. You could be so productive and see a lot of outcome from this, like positive return on investment. So that would be my advice if you've been hitting a slump. is just work through it and push through it, because I see a lot of positive coming through towards the end of the month, and possibly a reason to celebrate, or at least feeling more social. So some of you may actually meet that air sign, or it can mean someone that has darker eyes, darker hair, lighter complexion, not necessarily as dark as like a pentacle suit would be. But otherwise, it's someone who's outspoken, strong, and direct, and that might be what you need in your life right now. Good. Okay. That's everything. If you ever need more of a one-on-one reading with me, I do offer those, and I'll put a link in the corner, or you can click the little info icon if you're on a mobile device. For those of you that like to stay in touch, of course, the easiest way to do that is just to subscribe to my channel, and then you'll know when the videos are released each month. The second best way to do that is to sign up for my newsletter, because I will send an email blast once a month when everything is here. And then if I do anything special, or if I run any specials. Finally, I'm on all the social networks, like besides YouTube, I'm also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So all of that being said, I just want to say thank you guys. Every month you make it worth my while to be here, and the comments, the likes, and all of the support that you give really helps. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for being there for me. And if this has been helpful and you feel like donating, I'll also put a link so you can do that. Otherwise, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again in 1 month's time. Satnam, and thanks again.